Okay, everybody, I'm back. I'm going to try to continue what we were doing earlier. As you will notice, I made a few changes to the stream setup, and don't know about the lighting yet. Just want to make sure the sound's good and the picture's clear. But I got a new camera for the table, and I set the camera up that I was using for the table to give a live view. And like I said, I'm going to continue to go through these pennies as we were doing before and see what we can find. Hey, Allison. Let's see. Hey, Shelley. Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So I'm going to try to continue with the hunt like I was doing earlier. How are you doing tonight? That was a good hunt that Copper Owl had.
Okay, I'm muting and going back to my movie.
Allison watching.
Have fun.
Huh?
Have fun.
Yeah. I was watching Harry Potter. We watched those movies over and over so many times, it's not even funny. Why, thank you. I'm wondering on this. Hard to get the lighting right on this scope.
Oh, I hate this part.
But that looks like, that may be. Hey, Jason. How are you doing? That may be doubled. Let's see, 2015. Let's take a closer look at that. How you doing tonight, Jason? No, I think that's machine doubling. How's your Sunday been, Jason? Oh, it's so hard to tell about these things. Now I've got all this other light going on too. Yep, that don't look like that helped very much. Yeah, I don't think she'll do that.
No. Sorry.
She
Not
said,
happening.
no, not gonna happen. I finally got around to cooking. We had ribeyes off the grill and baked potatoes for supper, late lunch, early supper, however you want to look at it.
Breakfast.
Breakfast. Steak for breakfast is a good thing, right?
At 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It was good. Oh, it was so good.
Okay, I'm going to say that's not one. Now I got to have my light back. (2012). Also has a DDO. Is that a P or a D? That's a P. So the next thing I'm going to try to do is look at a different scope. There's got to be a scope out there that can give you even lighting without glaring on the coin. We used to do that all the time, Shelley.
Do what?
Breakfast for supper.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Hector. Well, thank you. Just wasting some time looking at some pennies. I don't have any real fresh coins. I've got 2 boxes of pennies I've not gone through yet. But I just decided today that I'm going to start spending some time really looking for the errors on the pennies. And Stephanie got me a copy of the Strike It Rich with pocket change book that's got really nice detailed pictures of the errors and everything in it. So I'm using it to see what I've got to look at, to try to find the different errors. And so that's what we're doing. We're just spending some time doing that. So I'm not used to having a camera on me, so I don't know whether to be looking at it or looking at the coins.
Look at the coins back.
So Copper Owl had some good luck today. He found 11 40s and a proof. He was 190 from a fill of the board today, which was cool. Pancakes and bacon.
That sounds good.
Yeah, we haven't had pancakes in a long time. You might have done something there,
Mm-hmm.
Shelley.
That sounds good. We're gonna have to study that this week.
Can't remember the last time we had pancakes.
Before I got sick.
There's a 98. We'll look for the wide AM. So what else is on the 98? It has double die on the memorial also you can look for. So yeah, I really got to work on the lighting thing. So let's see, I'm gonna make a little change here. I'm going to just make sure I got everything locked. And I'm gonna switch this screen over to the other side. And then put this screen on the other computer. See if that helps me in looking at the scope pictures. That might help a little bit. Not this way, I'm not looking through the my over the table camera. Yeah, Hector, I don't disagree with you there. I'm just limited on my lighting sources right now. So it is something I need to work with. So this would be with the lighting off. That's not too bad though. And then I can adjust these a little bit if I need to. So in another week or so, 7-8 days, I should be able to get a couple of box of $50 done. So that will be cool. I haven't ever gotten any $50 locally. I haven't ever gotten any that had not already been opened. I got a box from the bank that I used one time, and they ended up being somebody else had already searched them. But I took them off their hand anyway just to help them out, because they don't seem like they deal with the coin going back. The lady said she didn't mind ordering them for me, but they don't want to have to deal with going back in with them. So I can get them from them and then take them to my credit union, and they have a coin counter. So I drop them back off there. T-Wolf will be on in a little bit, but I'm just going to piddle around with these pennies, so anybody that wants to go and watch his live stream, feel free to go. Yeah, I got lucky. I don't think if mine had the choice that they would take them either, but it just so happened their machine does take halves, so that gives me a place to dump at. When I would get my boxes from Paul, that's the way I would do it. So I'm switching the lighting around as I play with this, so. That's another one of the pennies that I would really like to find, is this one with the double column on the 94p. So that's what I'm looking for there. And there are different variations of that too. But the one with the classic top to bottom on the right side, even in a circulated coin, is $75 to $100. You can find one. Yeah, and this book got two different varieties on that. There's two types of doubling in that coin. Right now, I'll take any variety. Just give me a variety. Get us on the board. Yep, okay. So I got two gooseneck lights, left hand and right hand side. So I turned the left hand side one off, and I just got the one on the right side on right now. I've got another overhead light coming that got variable brightness. That's a gooseneck too. That will really go over the top of my coin hunt area. And hopefully that'll help. Just looking at that little die chip there above that eye. See if I can get my other scope up. Yep, there we go. Okay, it might be a die chip or something above the eye right there in the end. Hey Stephanie, how are you doing? So this was a 94, is that right? Oh, 97. It's no problem. Like I said, I wasn't sure how I was going to get back on or when. It was just trying to get these cameras set up and working again and seeing how that's going to go. Seaweed, how you doing, buddy? You doing okay today? LNW, how you doing? Ooh, that one's crusty. Yeah, there's a die crack. See if I can clean that off just a little bit. So pretty good die crack in that 2012. I think there's a variety somewhere on the web that you can look at die cracks. I'm going to set that one aside. Yep, that's a pretty nice one too. '83. So we need a '83 copper. We'll be good. That would be a little bit too much to ask for, I'm sure. Nope. Give me just 1 second. Another downside to having this other camera is I feel like I have to actually put pants on. So that's the downside of having the live stream camera. That was cool to see Pa in copper owl screen today. I'm glad to see him starting to feel up to popping in the streams. Be good. to get him back when he's ready. Been sorely missed. So now that I've got all the nuts and bolts put together, I can start working on some, just making it look more appealing and a little smoother. Most of the setups I've got now for the cameras are not clamp on, they're base. They got heavy bases on them, so I can actually just take them down and put them back up. Yes, Stephanie, hopefully he will be back soon. We all miss him. I can't wait to hear him and Hudson back on live again. Back on live, 2000D. That was the most that silver copper owls found in quite a while. Yep, it was seaweed. I sent a couple of my pennies I got in that last mom and pop box to Seaweed, and she's sending some coins off to be graded, so she hasn't gotten back with me yet on what she's sending, but be interested to see what those blazers grade as. So the 07 has a DDO. I don't think this is one of them. There's so many coins out there with varieties that you'd never know unless you took the time to go through and look at them this closely. Yeah, I hope so. I sent her 3, told her to look at them and see what her evaluation was, and to include them when she shipped hers if she thought they were gradable. So she's trying to figure out what she wants to send. Oh, you're welcome, Stephanie. I'm working on it. I got lucky. I turned the camera on. It didn't break, so figure we're ahead of the game there. It's something a little different. Way to liven it up a little, I guess. That was cool to hear Paul, and then we're going to a ball game tonight. '89. This is another one that has die clash possibilities. This is not one of them. And double columns is also a variety. Oh really? MS63 is fresh from the roll. I keep playing with the lighting, so if it gets to be too bad, y'all let me know. Thanks to you, Stephanie. All the information's in this book you sent me. Now we just need this to be a white AM. Boom. Nope. But I do think that I was missing out on what can be an enjoyable part of hunting, and that I was just trying to hit the big thing, the silver or the old nickels, without spending time to really look for the varieties. So I appreciate you sending me this book, because it really helps to look for this other stuff. And there's so many things that you can find in pennies and nickels also. But if you guys can stand this pace, then we'll do this as long as you want to do it. Although I do have to go put food up in a little bit. You have all of them, Shelley, that you found? That's awesome. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the 98, 99, and 2000 all have wide AM. And hey, Copper Owl, how you doing, buddy? That was a great hunt you had today, Copper Owl. Let's see. What am I looking for here? I'm not used to splitting time with the other camera, so y'all have to forgive me as I learn. That's on the wrong side. Be amazed how many of these coins have double columns that I didn't know about, or the opportunity to find them. There's another 93. Right, yeah, the 92 and the P and D on the 92. Yeah, and she does it with she's doing it with a loop too. So, and that may actually. It's been a while. I'm having to start kind of pacing myself on getting the boxes. It's been a good run and fun time, but I want to do a little bit more of this and put some of my time into doing content for my own. I'm not looking to make a business out of it, but it does take resources to be able to put this stuff together. You were just a 90%er from filling the board, Copper Owl. Hey, B8 Ringer. How are you doing? Yeah, I know some of those edges look 90-ish. I was watching while I was cooking. I love that you've had your daughter on there. She look like she has fun streaming with you. Well, I wouldn't go that far, VH, but it's a change. A 94p. It's good to involve the kiddos. Oh, really? How you doing, John Jacob? So I lose track of that. I know there were a couple of people that were said to have passed of late, so I'm not absolutely sure. Oh, that's pretty bad. Okay, Shelley. Tell you, this community as a whole is so generous. You know, it's gotten to the point where anybody can, you know, drop a few words and expect to get some help from this group, which is, you know, I've always kind of, in my mind, thought in situations where people have asked for money or not necessarily on YouTube, but just in my personal life, you come across somebody panhandling or, you know, walks up and asks you for money. It's not for me to make the decision, well, you know, if I give you this money, you're going to do this, that, or other thing. You know, my job in those situations are just to give from, you know, my heart, and what they do with the money is it's kind of their business. But you've got to give because you want to give, and people, you know, we're going to get hammered on that sometimes, I'm afraid. funny seaweed. My son's fixing to head back to Germany again. I think they're flying out on a Saturday next month for his next trip. Nothing to be sorry for, John Jacob. Not really, John Jacobs. Is that where everybody was sending an ounce of silver in to be on the big wheel, John Jacob? Yeah, I remember that, but I don't really remember that it turned out to be a fiasco. I didn't go to the drawing or hear what happened with it or anything. Yeah, this is the first I'm hearing about it, William. Yeah, that would suck, John Jacob. I just, I just gotta be me, and everybody else can be them, and they can sleep in whatever beds they make. Wow. Yeah, I have not heard of any of this, so all of this is kind of news to me. Mm. Yeah. I don't know anything about it, so I'm just gonna keep my thoughts to myself on that. Right now, I'm thinking, wondering if that D is doubled as a repunch. Yeah, I would just have to wait and see how the dust settles on that. I said, I hadn't never really heard that the big silver drawing wheel was not what it seemed to be. And I had thought about sending some in to be on that, and I didn't. Hey Patrick, I got your address. I'll get that to you. Drop that in the mail to you sometime this week. Did not mean to put that there. Get your phone going again, Shelley. Yeah, I remember it. I never had heard that it was not what it was intended to be. I mean, you would have thought that had made the round before September of this year. I mean, that was 9 months ago. Yeah, I seem to remember that Kellen won it. I do kind of remember that. You think you'll be doing the DDO search later tonight, Copper Owl? I'm just looking at them in the book as I come across them. William, I just referred back to that when you brought that up, and it's should show doubling on the Latin and on cents and on the S in state. Is that the one you're talking about for the 83? Yeah, if you was in that big a drawing, you think you would make sure, and if I'm not mistaken, you had to contribute an ounce of silver to be a part of it, right? So I mean, why in the world would you not be there? Yeah, I'm not familiar with all of those, William, but I mean, yeah, I seem to remember that too, John Jacob. But that's why I'm doing this, William, just taking my time and looking back through the book as for every one that I put under the scope, just kind of learning as I go. I'm not in no hurry, and this is going to be a really slow paced stream. Hey, Jim Cantor, how are you, my friend? $95. Yeah, I just need to find a few of them, William. That's what led me to go back through this. I mean, most people were, well, I don't say most people, but I find myself blowing through the pennies just looking for wheaties and things of that nature. When, really and truly, there's a lot more that goes into cornrow hunting than just finding a wheatie here and there. Yep, that thought, Jim. I was complaining about not getting coins and only getting 2021s, and Stephanie was nice enough to send me this book, Strike It Rich with Pocket Change, and I got to looking through it, and I just thought to myself, I was like, self, you don't spend any time really searching coins. I mean, you're blasting through it for the early dates and the Silver War nickels or whatever, but I've just decided that I'm really not doing a good job of coin hunting, and that there's a lot more left to be done with these coins rather than just getting the easy to find stuff and sending them back to the bank. So I'm going back through some pennies that I've had from some of my other searches and looking for the doubling and the errors, and wanting to find the white AM. Or we found that die crack on this 2012 that was kind of cool a little bit ago. Pretty strong die crack going through the wee. So those are the things you can't find just by blowing through and doing a edge search. That would be cool, William. I'm going to find something. And wouldn't it be cool to do it with you guys on here, and we could all say, yeah, I was there when Walker Magnet found that. Yeah, that was a nice one on that 2012 that I found. So if you want to talk finds, I guess that's the only thing we found so far today. And I haven't gone through a ton of pennies, but I've still got a couple of thousand to go probably. Yeah, if you want to do it right. I mean, if you want to blow through and find the Wheaties and what have you. But to really do a coin roll hunt, this is what it takes. Okay, Stephanie was kind enough to acquire this copy for me and sent it to me. Yeah, and I haven't even tackled nickels. It's hard enough to find a regular 43 steel in a bank box. I think the album fill that Rob's doing, that's some of the ones that he's not found yet, or the steel cents. Yeah, William, thank you. I got that message. I don't handle them much. I mean, I see them and look at them and put them up. But I saw your comment on one of those videos about that. I bet, Stephanie. And my wife's little coin collection she had that I found back in the closet, it had one of those steel cents that had been zinc coated, and that thing looked like a brand new car. It was so shiny, I knew right off that it wasn't real. I mean, it was a real steel cent, but it wasn't a real original coin. Oh, cool. That'll be good. See him hunt. Nice. Maybe he'll find some of the S mints he's looking for. So, everybody got big plans for tomorrow? I did my cooking today, I guess. Really, Shelley? Tomorrow? I would have thought the schools were closed for sure. I think I got the full set. Well, I know I've got it in my album. They're not all in mint state. But the 43p is the best one I've got, and that would want to come out of one of the mom and pop boxes. The other two are not that great a shape. Oh, lordy, lordy, what am I doing? So I've got a 43S right here on my desk. It's an upgrade. Get my eyeballs back on. Just making up lost time, Shelley, or what? I got to start paying closer attention to things to upgrade. I mean, look at what I was fixing to do. I had this 43 cent here that I was going to put up, but that's a pretty good upgrade there. Let me do this. I'm setting up multiple views for my cameras so that if I want to show something, I can zoom in on it better. That didn't help, did it? Tell you what, this whole video deal, the hardest thing to figure out, the lighting, is what I'm starting to figure out. I mean, I've been able to work with the cameras and get the cameras to come on and work when they should and get through all that, but getting the lighting right is looking like to me to be the biggest headache in the whole deal. Alright, let's go back to what we were doing. So I upgraded that. That penny. Nice, John Jacobs. Nice to see we just let us know when. Let us know when so that we can tune in. I don't know. It needs some tweaking, Stephanie. I'm not happy with the lighting right now. But thank you. You guys' input helped me out a lot. So the red book has a 43S and a MS67 at 225 and a MS68 at 3000. Let's see, it says August 2014, a MS67 sold for 306, and that's really the best dates. The mint date sales figures are all for MS67s. So I don't see where MS68 has sold, but they've got a listing in the red book for $3,000 for the MS68 43S. Oh yeah. What were we looking at? 1990. Hey Gina R, how are you today? Just spending some time scoping pennies, looking for errors. You'll get there, seaweed. Where are you finding gold at, Gina? Hey, Wolf Riviera, how are you doing? Hope you're doing good today. Just done mowing. We're finally starting to get out of some of the heat. Our lows are dropping back down into the 60s again, first time in quite a while. It sure does feel good at night. That's the one thing that I've always liked about night shift. As you transition into the fall and you've dealt with that heat all summer long, in that first night on night shift when you walk out after work and the temperature dropped down into the upper 50s, it feels so good. I remember one time we used to have a house that had split levels, and it had a attic fan. And I can't remember if this was fall. I think it was in the fall. We'd had a few cold nights, and I had actually built a fire one night, 2 or 3 days before, and so of course, the fire had went out, and one night it just kind of got cool outside, not cold. We decided to turn the attic fan on. And man, we went to bed that night, slept so good. That cool air coming in the windows. And I got up the next morning and I went downstairs though, and that fan was big. It moved a lot of air. And I'd had the fire and did not close the flume after the fire. And so that attic fan ran all night long. Hey, High Pocket. pulled the air through the chimney, through all that ash that was in the fireplace, and it looked like it had snowed in my den. I mean, I literally went downstairs and there was a 1/4 inch deep ash on all of the furniture. It was a mess. And then another night we had it on, and we went to bed, and the temperature dropped down to like 48 degrees that night all of a sudden. And I remember waking up, and we had a golden retriever named Dixie. And I looked over at her, and she's over in the corner just shivering, freezing to death. And that attic fan was just, we called it a whoop whoop fan, was running. And it had gotten so cold that night, it was crazy. But that was some good sleeping back then. Not run the air conditioning at all, just have that attic fan going, and that background noise of that fan kind of thumping through the night. Golly. Nope, we don't have to worry about that down here, John Jacob. Now I have to say, I used to be where I really liked the cold nights, but I'm not quite as tolerant of it as I was when I was younger. some crazy scratches inside the arches on that coin. Well, you can melt silver coins. I mean, as far as the legality of it, you can't melt copper pennies legally. But you can melt silver coins. Didn't Rob Finds Treasure lose his first coin collection to a house fire or something like that? Yep, copper coins are the only ones that are illegal to melt. And I believe it's like Williams says, because there's a certain amount of toxic fumes from the zinc in pennies. Yeah, seaweed. I would be interested to see what happened to the pennies if and when the U.S. ever quits making them and they're not legal tender anymore. Hey, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to take a quick little break, take care of a couple of things. I won't be but a few minutes. I need to put some food up and get some coffee started. I'll be back in just a little bit. Alright, I'm back. Got the coffee on, got the cup washed. She's starting another diamond painting. Getting caught up on the chat. Yeah, sorry, William. I had to step away for a minute and get some coffee going and stuff. I'm back now. You mean album-wise, Wolf Riviera, or information books-wise? What are we looking at here? The one that I had, I'll show you again. It's a Whitman Classic. And I've enjoyed it. I've got the nickel album and the penny album. And this is 1909 to 1995, and it includes the S mints. So as you can see, I'm still working on getting some of these earlier dates. But it has an individual plastic dividers that you slide in to cover the pennies. It's got one for the front, one for the back. And then a lot of people like the Dansko albums, but they were hard to find. And so these were more available. It's basically, of the ones, the options you could get, the Whitman was the most available at the time when I ordered. I know Gina uses a lot of the Danskos. But Whitman's good. I mean, it's well put together and keeps your coins in good shape. And my Walker album, Stephanie had got me, it's a Littleton, and I had never heard of that album until she sent me that. And it's well made too, well put together. That works too. Seaweed. I mean, you don't have to spend big bucks to protect the coins. Whatever is, I'm sure William and Stephanie and them will tell you, just be careful of of the PVC in some of these cheaper albums. And it depends too, Wolf, on what kind of collection you want to put together. Is this going to be your ultimate, the best that you can manage to get together for an album? Then you may want to invest in one of the nicer Whitmans. But these little albums here I got from Whitman, and I like them okay for for just general coin collecting, and they hold the 2x2 flips, and being made by Whitman, I would imagine that these pages are, and it says, what does it say? I mean, it's made for long-term storage, so it's not PVC pages, and you put them in the flip fit right into the book. So I kind of like these coin albums, and this is actually made by Whitman. But they make a good little, and they're small enough, that storing them, keeping them together is not a big deal. And then this was the Littleton album that Stephanie sent me. Oops, what did I do? And it's kind of on a different platform than the other albums. It's more like a 3-ring binder, but the pages are set up pretty much the same way. It has the plastic sleeve you put in to cover the coins, front and back, and the pages are a little bit more heavy duty. It's got the nice brass protectors around the hose so that you don't wear the pages as you turn them. But this is for the complete set of walkers that I'm trying to put together, as close as I can get to it anyway. Work in progress. I should have maybe the mail won't run tomorrow, so it'll be Tuesday at the earliest before I get my next walkers in, that I'll be able to make some additions to the book. But that was a Littleton album there. It's getting there, Stephanie, slowly but surely. I'm behind on the chat. nice seaweed. Yeah, I've got some ASEs that we had in PVC flips, and they all got tarnish around the edges of them. William, what do they call those? The scratches like you see on that coin there. There's a name for that defect. I mean, it's not something you would look, you know, as far as a collectible thing, but oh, that's awesome seaweed. Yeah, that'd be nice. Thank you, John Jacob. Hey, Hot Pocket. Dye wash. Okay. I knew there was a term for it. And I figured you would know what it was, William. Okay, tell your dad I said hi, Stephanie. I would fall out of my chair if I could find one of these 83s that weighed 3.1 grams. Was it a pizza night, Copper Owl? We've actually gone long enough without eating pizza that I'm starting to want it again. Good call, Copper Owl. You okay, hon?
Yeah. Getting tired.
You ready for your coffee?
Whenever you want to do it.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna pour some coffee up.
I'll be right back too. Good luck.
I had already made it.
Oh, thank you. What did I just drop?
I'm back. Ringmaster Ray, hello, hello. So I said my son's fixing to go back to Germany. I'm on the last of the Lindor chocolate that he brought me from Germany, so he gets back and he's got to bring me some more. Oh wow, nice seaweed.
Thank you.
You're welcome, babe. Surprised I haven't seen Southern Metal drop in today. As much as I've been on. here's a nasty 1960. If you did find any varieties in this one, it wouldn't be worth anything because it's so dirty. Okay, cool. I don't know how long I'll be up, but it's a possibility I'll still be thumping around then. Nothing wrong with that, seaweed. I like me some chocolate. No telling what we're looking at on these pennies, William. I didn't realize how many different varieties there were out there that had the doubled ear for the different dates. I mean, there's a ton of doubled ear coins if you know which one to look for. Well, the 84 does. The 84 is actually the wider known doubled ear. But even the 2018 D has a small doubling on the ear if you can find it. The early childhood, Lincoln 2009, has an extra earlobe to the south. It's real indistinct, but it's just a little extra feature below the ear that shouldn't be there. The 2007 has a doubled ear to the south. The 2006 has a doubled ear to the south. Actually, there's two variations of that. One of them is a $80 to $125 coin uncirculated, and the other one is a $50 to $75 coin uncirculated. So 2006 has a doubled ear. The 2004 has a small doubled ear feature. 2002 has a small doubled ear feature. That's what I was saying. There's so many of these that I never realized how many doubled ear features there were out there till I started looking through this book. The 2001 shows a small doubling under the ear. The 97, of course, we were just talking about, but the 84 to me is the most recognized. Yeah, it really opens up the possibilities of things to find. And the 88 has a doubled ear. And that one's rare though. The 88, there's only 3 known examples for this double die variety, so even a circulated penny with that doubled ear is a $250 to $750 coin, depending on the quality. So yeah, there's it's the Strike It Rich with Pocket Change, 5th edition, William. Stephanie sent it to me. Yeah, the 88P has a doubled ear that with only 3 known examples. John Jacob, according to this book. Yeah, this is the 5th edition, so it's copyright 2021, so I guess this is the latest copy. Thanks again, Stephanie. And it also has a lot of extra information on grading too that I haven't read over yet. I'll have to look into that. So here's another thing I didn't know. I was just reading on the Lincoln cents, the the early years and the professional life and all that. There's some cents that were minted on the wrong planchet. So even those years are coins you need to weigh. because the 2008 2000D Lincoln cent that weighed 3.1 grams were on a planchet intended for the 2009 numismatic issues. So there's a lot of other information in this book that I'm going to have to look over that I haven't read yet. I've just gone straight to the coin to look at the stuff that's there. Hey, Silver Scorpion. But there's a lot of different things that I'm just learning every day. I never knew that there were some 2009s that weighed 3.1 grams on the wrong planchet. So I guess you have to look at every penny and weigh every penny just to make sure you don't have what could be a very valuable coin. I agree, William. I mean, if you think about it, if you find one with a minor error that you can turn a penny into a dollar, I mean, that's a pretty good return on a penny. See you, Silver Scorpion. Thanks for dropping by. You have 800 new roads to hunt, William. I went to my local coin dealer the other day. I had not been to him yet. And kind of thought that I would just make his acquaintance to see what he had available. And we were talking coins and what have you, and he said that there's a gentleman that comes in with wheat cents by the bagfuls, and it sounds like one of these kind of like mom and pop deals that he's not searching them, but he knows to keep some of the pennies, but he said I might be able to pick up a bag of wheat pennies or old pennies from this guy for maybe a couple of cents a piece. So I'm gonna go back by there next chance I get and talk with him some more. He didn't have much in the way of walkers though. Yeah, I like that deal that Pa got in on, where his brother was able to buy all the coins that were brought into the elementary schools they were doing as a fundraiser. I never did hear if he ever got to go through those, and if he did they ever find anything out of that? All right, seaweed. I remember reading an article about one guy that had quit a job or left the job and was having trouble getting his last paycheck, and it was for some kind of automotive, either just a shop or a dealership or something, and they ended up paying him in 90,000 pennies that they had soaked in motor oil, and Coinstar got a big pat on the back for helping the guy out and taking the pennies from him and cleaning them and cashing them in. 90,000 oil-soaked pennies. They dumped them on his driveway out of a wheelbarrow, I believe, if I remember the story right. That would be a bad day. I told Allison the other day that I wouldn't mind just seeing if I could buy me a couple of the old gum machines, you know, to stick in the local barber shop or something, just to get the change out of it every now and then. See, I'd be giving them a deal, William. I'd do it for a nickel. Okay, Seaweed. My brain's numb. I'll take your word for it. I think old Abe got the mumps on this one. Some kind of pebbling on it. Yep, I remember. It killed me to watch Rob look at these things, but he is so fast, and I guess a lot of that's credit to his eyesight too. I spend most of my time pushing my glasses back up on my face. But buddy, he can spot those defects, those varieties, like the 74D DDOs. Southern Metal can too, though. He keeps his scope in a wider format than I do, and he spots them easy also. Those were the days, William. cigarette machines couldn't ask you what your age was. I need some help with dimes. I really have to get the light right to read the dimes. See, those were the days, John Jacob. Now that's nice, William. I see some of these YouTube videos where guys do demolition of office complexes, and they come across abandoned ATM machines, and they find cash in them. And I'm thinking, who in the world, who in their right mind would have a ATM in a building and not empty it if the building was being sold or demolished or whatever? You know, that app I have on my phone, I like it for dimes because it's a wide enough view that you can get in there and see what the dates are on them. It's a little easier to use than a magnifying glass or loupe for me. What magnification is the loupe you use, John Jacob? 10x. Okay, Stephanie. I don't have a loop. I've thought about getting one just to take a quick peek at something if I don't have my scope up and my computer going. Allison, I just remembered I've got to go to work at 2 tomorrow. Don't let me forget. I was just sitting here thinking I had one more day off, and I told them I would come in and work some tomorrow. I had completely forgotten about it today. And I can't miss that at triple time. A 30x. I might have to look in to get me one of those. You need something, hon?
I might. I'm knocking down.
Yeah, pretty. I love the colors in it.
It's nice doing that after that other one.
I'm sure.
All the whites and grays, and this one's at least got color to it. Oh, my neck's hurting another day. I'm done.
You fit to go to bed.
Yep. I'm gonna go finish watching this Harry Potter baby. Or I might watch Minecraft. Did I wake you up last night laughing?
No.
I laughed till I was crying.
Who were you watching?
Dumb and Dumber.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
You're off tomorrow, Seaweed, good deal. I didn't have to work, but it's a holiday, and so with incentive for those that have to work, we get paid triple time tomorrow. So hard to turn down triple time.
I gotta work tomorrow.
What have you got to do?
Help your daughter.
Oh yeah,
Math.
my wife's got a tutor tomorrow.
I'm not looking forward to it.
You don't have to do it.
Yeah, I do. I want her to get through with it.
LNW said good night.
Good night. Y'all have a good one. Happy Labor Day. Oh, man.
Down to 9 viewers. Y'all getting tired of this? Let me know when we need a break and we'll postpone it till tomorrow.
You got back on in the morning.
Yep. Seaweed said good night.
Good night. I've watched almost 3 Harry Potter movies. For the 100th time. Jacob already go to bed?
I'm not sure. I keep reading all these headlines in the newspaper and on the news feeds about a 4-day work week. And I'm thinking that'll never happen.
You mean like for good? Or-
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I don't see that happening. So would you just work 10-hour days?
I'm not sure how it would work.
Yeah.
I know how it would work at us. We'd work 4 days and then we'd have to work Friday to make the numbers up.
Right.
So it would be 5 days for us no matter what.
Right. Okay. I will deal with this.
Yeah, I think it's more white collar, sitting at the desk type jobs. I don't think they would ever be able to make that work in the manufacturing sector. Because it's all about the money, all about the numbers. You gotta make those numbers. And you can't do it in 4-day weeks. Can't do it in 4-day weeks.
Come on, Mama, let's go to bed. You ready? You ready to go to bed, Bubba? Oh, gosh. Don't stay up too late, honey. Or stay up late. Guess it matters. Hmm. Come on. Go to bed.
She's gone, Shelley. She grabbed the cat and headed to the bedroom. Did you post a picture of the loop you have on Discord, Shelley? Oh, I see it now. Well, that's not bad. $8. We will go until we can't go. See, I would say we're going to go until we find a variety, but I'm not going to set the hook on that fish. That'd be a long fight. Hey, NorCal, how are you doing? I've been watching some of your videos. That was a cool war nickel find you had on your metal detecting the other day. Yeah, I might have to get one of those. I mean, that would be something you could keep in your pocket. And when you got change, like, and got a minute to sit down, you could look at coins. There's no lie. Our snack machine at work, if you can put $1 in, say for a bag of chips, and then you can ask for your money back. Instead of giving the $1 back, it'll give 4 quarters. And so I've gone to that before and put a $5 bill in to get me $5 worth of quarters back, and sit down at my lunchtime and look through those quarters. Yeah, I don't think I've ever found a war nickel metal detecting. Found a lot of nickels, but I don't think I've ever found a war nickel. That was a good find. apologize for all that bumping around I was doing. I'm rolling the coins as I go, so that was me tamping them down in the roll. Yeah, I bet, William. My best coin finds metal detecting has been rosy dimes. Haven't found any silver quarters or half dollars, or certainly no Morgans or piece dollars metal detecting. I bet a Morgan or a piece dollar would blow your head off when that tone hit through the headphones. I may see if I can talk Allison into going to the beach later this year, once everybody's finished with the summertime activities, just to run my metal detector. Is it still raining up there, Shelley? And how did you fare through all that? I forgot you were up there too. So what's the permit for, William? That was some crazy weather that came through up there. I mean, we're used to getting pounded by the hurricane rains, but don't. Talking to Stephanie too, there wasn't a. I don't think anybody expected it to be as bad as it was up there. So William, what the permit for? You said you get a yearly permit for $35. What's that permit for? So you can buy a permit that allows you to metal detect in certain areas that you couldn't ordinarily metal detect without the permit.
Please don't get in my way.
Give me just a second. I want to let our dog in.
just gonna do this.
Well, that would be kind of cool, William, if you could, they had a permit that you could buy that would allow you to hunt certain places, and you knew you could go there. My best luck has been in schoolyards, although I haven't put a lot of time and effort into the an area that used to be our university golf course. That's now like a walk park, dog walk park, exercise area. But it had all the fairways and greens and everything that used to be part of the golf course. It'd be a really nice place to go metal detect. And I've been there a few times and found a lot of clad coins and the little snap closure on the gloves that continues to break every time you take the gloves off. And pull tabs, of course. University golf course be full of beer pull tabs. So.
Yeah, my brother probably contributed a few of those. He played a lot on that golf course.
We have a creek in Alabama they call Shark Tooth Creek, and you can walk that creek, especially after the water's gotten high, and in the bends and eddies of the creek where the pebble bank washes up, you can find shark's teeth. I've got a little medicine bottle full of petrified shark teeth that came out of that creek. And then my father-in-law and my mother-in-law lived in Huntsville, and they lived in an area called Jones Valley, and as the name depicts, kind of a valley that runs through the area with hillsides on each side, and a lot of the housing is built up on these hills, the neighborhoods and what have you. And my father-in-law decided he wanted to put a building in the back of his yard. It actually raised rabbits. But as he got back there and was digging to find, to kind of set a level place to put his block to set the building on, he started just finding shovelfuls of arrowheads and pottery, just all kind of Native American artifacts. And even to the day that they left that house, after a rain, you could go in the backyard and just kick the leaves aside and find arrowheads and broken shards of pottery and that kind of thing in their backyard, just whenever you wanted to go back there. Back up to 13 viewers at 9:03 on a Sunday night. Yeah, that makes sense, William. I have only gotten one permission to hunt on some land, and I never really followed through with it. We did get permission one time to hunt. It was back, that was the day my wife got sick 3 years ago, to hunt an old town named Bolaji. It's south and west of where I live. And we had the permission to hunt the whole city limits area. I can't remember anything really awesome that was found during that, but we all had high hopes. Yep, Sharktooth Creek. That's what they call it. It's in Greene County, I believe. Yep. So you've really been down to this area, William? My dad had a house on the river, Tombigbee River, that we could ride over to that creek area on the four-wheelers. 2011. Well, all good things must come to an end. I say we'll run it on up till 10 o'clock, and then we'll call it a night. I got one more night to sleep in and not have to get up early in the morning, so we'll see how that goes. 88D. Shelley, good night. Thank you for hanging with us today. I hope you have a good day at work tomorrow. Be safe, and we will see you again. There's a lot of mint mark errors on the 87, of which I have none, but some of them are pretty cool if you could find them. Yeah, the one that got, there's two different kinds of G's on the 88s, John Jacob. One has a straight and one has the small end with a crook on it. The serif, I guess you would call it. That looked like a die crack there on the 9, down below the 1. There's a mint mark. It's a horizontal D punt directly between the 1 and the 9 on the 1987 D, and I've been looking for it as I have looked through these, and that's the first one that I found that actually had damage in that area. That looks like a die crack going from the 9 down to the 1. That's 2 die crack coins we found today, 2012 and 87. That old boy there has been kind of worked on. Somebody skinned that one up good. So is everybody excited to get football back on the television again? Oh, cool, John Jacob. I love the varieties on the quarters. I'm getting halves now. I'm able to. I might try to see if I could get a box of quarters one day. That would be fun to look for varieties on it. Because there's not any silver left in them. In the quarters, or not much. So I guess my best DDR on the quarters, I guess I've got really 2. I've got a double pump on a Nebraska Homestead 2015 quarter, and then I found a Spitting Horse quarter also, are my 2 best variety quarters. And I've got in God We Rust quarter too, I believe. Depending on the type of magnification you use though, it's funny how that works, because sometimes the closer you look at it, the more you can see it, and then with the lesser magnification you can't see it as good. And on on most of those varieties like that, if you can, as long as you can see it with no more than 5x, like on the no FG, if you can see it with a 5x magnification, then it's not considered a no FG. You never know, seaweed. You might get one from the donut shop tomorrow. And don't forget my idea, too, about a video series you could be doing. Seaweed donut shop finds of the day. When you're a rich and famous YouTube celebrity, just remember where you got the idea. I think that would work. That dog a hunt, William. Seaweed. So John Jacob, this is one of those coins, and this one's too cruddy to tell, but that has the FG difference. You can find the 89 with the 88 reverse. It's got a different AG or FG, and this one got too much gunk on it to tell. I think this is the intended FG and not the 88, but that's one of the coins you can look for that FG variation. It's an 89. 88 with no FG. I've been looking at them. Everything I've come across today, I've looked at it. The 88 had a weak FG, but it's also a different style than the 89, according to the book. Alright, this is going to be our last penny to do tonight. I think I have pretty much rode this horse to death today, but it's been fun and I'm going to continue to do it. Like I said, tomorrow I don't have to go in till 2, so I may get on some in the morning when I get up if anybody's interested. Just kind of keep an eye on the YouTube and watch for that notification bell. Make sure you've got it got that activated so that you'll get a notification when I come on. And maybe we'll see you tomorrow. Kind of been nice actually being able to had the camera to look at tonight while I stream. A little different, so I hope y'all have enjoyed it. And I think it's kind of interesting doing this kind of coin hunt. It's not just looking for the high spots, the silver and the wheat pennies, but really digging into the varieties and things that you can find if you really look. And the prices on this stuff can add up quick if you can find them. Now, we've gone through about 10 or 12 rows today, looking at every penny and every date and comparing them to the book that I'm using is Strike It Rich with Pocket Change that Stephanie was so nice to have sent me. So we're going to use that, see if we can find any of these varieties, and I'll be doing this off and on for a while. I am getting halves, so I think the 14th of this month, sometime that week, I'm supposed to be getting a couple of boxes of $50. So we'll have that to look forward to a little later. Not sure how I want to handle that. If you guys got any ideas, leave something in the comments tonight. How you would like to see the half hunt done. And we will put something together for that. But I appreciate you guys being with me this weekend. I hope maybe y'all learned something looking at the varieties tonight, and maybe you can find something in your pocket change too by looking at it this way. So some good suggestions we got tonight from Shelley and John Jacobs. Buy a loop. If you don't have a scope, that don't mean you can't look for these varieties. Shelley, as a matter of fact, found 2 varieties this week, a white AM and a, what was the other, Shelley, that you found? I can't remember now. Sorry about that, but she found 2 varieties using a loop this week. Oh, a double die, 95, I believe. 95 or 2015 DDO. So you can certainly still find them without having a scope and hook to your computer and do all that. Just have to take the time to do it. So I appreciate y'all being with me tonight. Y'all have a good night, and I will see you the next time I get a chance to be on. Look for me in the morning. Not promising I'll be on, but I may try to get on for a couple of hours tomorrow. So thank y'all for hanging with me tonight. We'll see you next time. Bye. Southern Metal, you dog, you would come in the second that I decided to give it up. Because I had just said earlier that I'm surprised I haven't seen Southern Metal this week. So unfortunately for you, you missed all the glamour of coin row hunting looking varieties on pennies. But thank you for dropping in. Give me a like on your way out. And we'll see you guys next time.